Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego.
3 brave men immortalized in the book of Daniel. All of them asked to bow before the golden image of Nebuchadnezzar. But the 3 men refused and were thrown into the fiery furnaces. But according to this religious myth, these 3 men had the good fortune to remain unscathed. A random bald guy in Brooklyn didn't have that kind of luck. Because another Daniel, someone who wasn't as virtuous as the Daniel in the book of Daniel, believed he was a god.
On June 2nd, 2023, at 10:01 p.m., I made a jokey TikTok in response to an account I did not know called Softpourn.
Sorry, just gotta put on my Mr. X hat. That's better. Softpourn is run by an unremarkable 25-year-old kid by the name of Daniel McLaughlin. He has 1 million followers and is rather fastidious about caffeinated beverages. He lives in the outskirts of Cleveland, Ohio.
His father is a registered Republican who has profited handsomely from the misfortunes of the poor.
Dan himself claims to be a man of the left, but he's also someone very fond of bullying and ableism. Oh, and there's more about Dan's ableism in part 3. In other words, Dan was the right kind of guy with the right kind of background to take out a progressive voice like mine. An account that had 40,000 followers. An account that is now gone. Gone because Dan weaponized his followers against me. Now, the general thrust of my video was simple and comedic. Eyeball it, guy! It was never intended to harass. I've been on the other end of harassment. I've had creeps knock at my door. So harassment ain't exactly my style, because I have personal experience. And thanks to Dan, I have a lot more.
But a user by the name of BeefQueen420, pay close attention to that TikTok handle, kept showing up in the comments.
As you can see, I tend to leave a lot of video replies to my followers, because you folks are marvelous, and TikTok is nothing without its community. But for whatever reason, BeefQueen420 wanted to keep me talking. Now, why would Beef Queen want to do something like that?
This dude on TikTok has become obsessed with me to the point where he's made like 20 videos and
You see, while Dan had neither a tan nor the letter N, he did have a plan. You see, if I keep on talking, and I am a loquacious chatterbox, then a certain man can put together a video, which he did, falsely claiming that I've made 20 videos? Really? No, when I really only made 5 or 6 times, and one more once he got my account banned just because I was pissed. In fact, I've done the math, and the total running time of my videos directed towards him were 3 minutes and 32 seconds, whereas Dan's video attacking me ran 5 minutes and 43 seconds. Who's really the one obsessed here? Oh, and he also lied about this on his LinkedIn profile, and that number jumped to 30. What else does Dan have to say?
I have not directly interacted with him once.
Directly. That's the key Nixonian modifier here. Dan was leaving comments without acknowledging my existence. And when he wasn't doing that, he was creeping on my account, favoriting my video, and I would block him on one account, and then he would show up on another account. This was some whack-a-mole game I did not want to play. Dan was doing this because he was weaponizing his followers against me. And one night, I went from 2 CGVs on my account to 7 CGV. And these weren't even videos involving Softpourn. It was a veritable mass reporting feast, because Dan didn't like what I had to say, and I didn't say that much. Now remember, Beef Queen 420? Let's do a TikTok search, shall we? No account found. This is what shows up when you go to Beef Queen 420's page. And when you do a search for Beef Queen 420 on TikTok, what do you know? Softpourn is the only comment that still exists.
If you're in the market for a budget-friendly grinder that can do both coffee and espresso, the Baratza Encore ESP might be the one for you.
This video is from May 7th, and what an extraordinary coincidence! Beef Queen 420 asks the perfect question so that Dan can hawk his goods. I mean, it's almost as if a big account, an account with 1 million followers, might be sock puppet. Oh, but that would be too conspiratorial, right? Couldn't possibly happen, right? Beef Queen 420 was leaving the kind of comments that I couldn't not respond to, mentioning that Dan's brother had died. And how could you not respond to a comment like that? Which Dan was using to accumulate material so he could paint me as a big bad monster. Oh, and take a look at Softpourn's media kit. Beef Queen 420 is prominently featured there. Maybe that's how Dan gained the system. Because you see, when you have 1 million followers, you'll do anything to stay on top. And Dan needed to show everybody here on TikTok that he could shut an account like mine down. Stay tuned for part 3.